JKB back with another episode. Today I'm reviewing Super Mario Wonder. Thank you to Nintendo Canada for the review copy. Now, the one thing I'm not going to do in this review is spoil any of the special abilities that you unlock as you play through the game. I will explain how the game is a little different than past Mario games, but I will not reveal any of the special abilities that you get after, let's just be fair here, after the first couple of levels. A lot of people are saying that this game is as good, if not better, than Super Mario 3 or Super Mario World. I actually took a long time to think about this. That's why the review's a little delayed, because I wanted to put more time into the game and really think about that. And there's one aspect of the game that I will get to in the negatives at the end of the review that really doesn't let me put it next to Super Mario World or Super Mario 3, but I'll get to that at the end of the review. Let me start off with the visuals. First and foremost, this is the most vibrant Super Mario game you've ever played, and that includes the 3D games. I can't believe what this looks like on my OLED handheld Switch, and of course my OLED TV. The game really pops off the screen, but there's another aspect to the graphics that I must talk about, and that is the animation. We've went from, obviously back in the day, pixel art, then we went into 16-bit pixel art with the Super Mario World, and I thought back then that that was mind-blowing. Now you look at a game like Super Mario Wonder, and you start to see that Nintendo is taking Mario in, I would say, in a new path in terms of how Mario interacts with the environment in the 2D world, but also how animated he is, including all the other characters and enemies on screen. The worlds feel like they are alive. Mario is constantly looking around, he's looking at bad guys, he's looking at the sky if you push up, which is a big memory from Super Mario World. I remember being able to pick up the shell and throw it up into the air. That was a way that you could unlock secrets and grab those little keys. You know, that was just a blast back in the day. And this game is like an insane level of not just secrets, but an insane level of detail in level design and animation. And it's put together to create this world that feels more alive than it's ever felt before in a 2D Mario game. Let me just say that, in a 2D Mario game. Bowser's Fury was, in my opinion, one of the best 3D Mario games that we've had lately. I really hope they go in that direction, but in terms of the 2D Mario games, they can't go anywhere else now. The game is called Super Mario Wonder. There's a reason for that, because every single level, not only are you gonna wonder what you're about to get into, but it's a sense of wonderment. It is unbelievable. And yeah, I could get into the gameplay of, like, you pick up these seeds and you're collecting those, and you know the collection that happens in these Mario games. You know, I don't need to go into that stuff because I think a lot of you are going to play the game. But in terms of collection and what you do in the game, it is an absolute rewarding blast. Now, is it a little easy at times? Yes, some of the level design is quite easy. You will be going back into some of the levels, which does lead me into the special abilities for a second here. Again, I'm not spoiling any of the crazy ones that you get later into the game or the amount of them, but like, think of this as like, I know this sounds crazy, but no, I wouldn't say Dark Souls or whatever. You know, a lot of people are bringing that up, and it's not like that. It kind of is, it isn't. But there's more RPG elements in this game than you've seen in any other 2D Mario game in the past. You have these abilities that are basically placed onto your character at the beginning of the level. Well, not basically, you choose them at the beginning of the level and you unlock them as you go through the levels. So you'll have abilities such as, I'm just gonna say a few here, like add extra bricks to the levels, which again, that's gonna lead into the puzzle solving. You could do things like get a longer jump, or the ability to jump off the wall, but rather than jump away from the wall, you jump into the wall just a little bit higher. Again, not going to spoil any more than that. Those you really do get within the first, I'd say, hour. So don't worry about that. But in terms of the gameplay, this is a game that you have to play if you're a Mario fan. This is the magic that was captured with Super Mario World and Super Mario 3, brought into a 3D world with incredible animation, incredible, and I mean incredible visuals that we have not seen Mario in a 2D game. In a very long time, we haven't seen this sort of stepping stone, and a lot of people, of course, have been saying, yeah, it's just new Super Mario Bros. For the Wii U. And no, it is not. I would compare the two like a hot dog versus a steak. These are two different games now, and the only thing that they really have in common is that you run to the right and you jump. This game changes up that formula in many, many ways based on the special abilities, but also the level design. Not only is it horizontal, it's taking a lot of inspiration from Super Mario 2, and again, I'll give it a little bit of a hint here. Think about all of the classic artwork from the Nintendo NES days. Think of the Mario games. Take those artwork pieces and put them into this game. I'm not going to give away what I'm talking about, but if you know, you know. And when you see things like that with the care and the real attention to detail in the animation, that's what makes this game special. And like I was saying, it's not just a horizontal left to right. This game is also designed based on what happens in the game. And again, I'm not going to give it away, but something happens in every level that helps you collect things. And this is like, you know, some people have been making fun of it, saying it's an acid trip. I could see what they're saying. You know, you've got that elephant suit, which is one thing that is never explained. It's just in the game and nobody knows why it's there. That's fine and dandy. I have a great time with the elephant. He's used to essentially carry water and smack enemies around with his trunk. Other than that, yeah, there's other things in this game that aren't, I wouldn't say as cool. There's the ability to blow these bubbles. It kind of reminded me of Bust-A-Move back in the day. You know, those games, those arcade games where you have the bubble and you shoot the enemies into the bubble and then jump on the bubble and crack the enemies apart in the bubble. Yeah, that's what's really going on with that effect. And it's not the best thing in the game. I wouldn't say, like, you know, it's not like the cape in Super Mario World. It wasn't like that level. It was just like, okay, cool, we got this extra little thing. So that's speaking on some of the abilities. As you get deeper into the game, though, the abilities that you attach to all of the characters at the beginning of the levels, those special abilities, you get to choose one out of, I'm guessing there's probably 24 of them, somewhere near there. You unlock them as you go, and man, those things will cause you to go back in time in the game and try to figure out puzzles, or how did I get to this? I got to use that. And it's a lot of, you know, not backtracking. There's a little bit of it. If you're a completionist, then you're going to have a blast with this game. The other thing I'll get to now, you know, I'm kind of all over the place. I'm just excited to talk about a new Mario game that is good. Not that the other ones were bad, but you know, New Super Mario Brothers was passable in my opinion, but it was really just a re-skin of the classic Mario formula. There was nothing super special about it. I always found it to be a lot of filler, if that makes sense. You know, the level design in a Mario game is usually based on a number of things. It's based on what type of level that they want to set up for you. Is it going to be a level where you just run through the whole level? Or is it about precision jumping? Or is it a mix of that? Is it about going vertical and then horizontal and finding a lot of secrets up in the clouds? All of those things are in this game. Okay, let me get to the negatives and the positives of Super Mario Wonder. Let's start with the negative. The music in this game is forgettable. Nothing is really standing out to me to be a classic Mario tune. It's forgettable. And, you know, sometimes that's okay in gaming. I always thought, where has the Mario classic music went? I don't remember any of the music from Odyssey, but if you told me to hum something from Super Mario 2, 3, 1, World, 64, I know all of those songs like the back of my hand. I don't know what that means. That sounds weird, but I know those songs, right? Does it have anything to do with the fact that, you know, I played those games when I was young and nostalgia? Yeah, maybe it does, but I'm just being honest with you guys. I mean, nothing really stood out to me yet. I still have to play the game because I haven't done a completion run on it, and when I get a new Mario game, I definitely really want to do that. So I'm going to do that as soon as I upload this, to be honest with you. But I don't know if the music is as good as Super Mario World or even Super Mario 3. it just feels not like filler, but it's just like paint by numbers Mario music at times. Now, there's classic songs that are thrown in there that make you tear up. If you're a Mario fan, you've been here since the beginning, you're going to tear up. I guarantee it. Don't do it in front of your wife because women don't like men that are vulnerable. I heard that on the internet once. I'm kidding. You can cry in front of me. But in saying that, any other negatives? Well, the game is a little easy at times. It says it's difficult, and for me, that's not really the case. Not saying I'm a great Mario player, but I'm saying that if you're a seasoned Mario player, some of these levels that are quote unquote difficult in the game are going to be like, yeah, you die once, but then you get through it. There's nothing that's like mind blowing that makes you pissed off to, bash the controller like back in the day. So in saying that, is that a negative? No, I mean, at times it can be difficult, but it's not where I'd like it. I'd like it to be really hard at times, but I understand Nintendo doesn't want to really do that to a mainstream audience. I still wish it was there, but it's not there. Is it a negative? Not necessarily, but I wanted to bring it up here. Now, getting into the positives. Everything else about the game is incredible. From the animation, the graphics, the OLED screen on my Switch looks so good with this game. Everything pops out off of the screen, including when you have it docked, it runs like a dream. Mario looks the best he has ever looked in his life. Now, let me just say this. In the beginning, when I saw the elephant, when it was revealed, the elephant power-up, I thought, what the hell is this? What is this? I just couldn't get my head wrapped around it. I didn't understand it. I thought it was silly. But in saying that now, the elephant is amazing. There's no doubt about it. Nothing about the elephant is explained. He's just in the game. So just deal with it. You're an elephant. You get to carry water in your trunk, which leads to unlocking secrets and blah, blah, blah. You get the idea without spoiling it. But yeah, it's great. It is an amazing game, an amazing achievement for Super Mario games. Some people could say, well, yeah, it's just Super Mario. That is what it is. But it's on another level in terms of level design. So let me get into that a little bit here. In terms of the positives, like I said, we're used to side scrollers where you go left to right. Sometimes it's vertical where you go up into the clouds. This game is like on drugs at times. Let me just be flat out serious here. I don't know how else to say it. It's like Mario takes drugs without spoiling anything here, and he loses his mind and he turns into things. And I'm not going to give it away here. I keep just saying that because I want to, but you end up going on vertical adventures in this game like you haven't done since Mario 2. And man, is it fun. Is it fun to do that constantly? No, at times it can be frustrating because a lot of it is platforming. Obviously, when you're headed upwards, you're going to be focused on the platforming. So again, if you're not into that type of, side scroller with like precision jumping on one block and then jumping off of it onto a single block across the screen, there are some secrets in this game that are going to get you frustrated, but that's the difficulty I love. Now, there's what I said earlier, like there's not enough of that. I mean that there's not whole stretches of levels like that. There's definitely a few when you have sort of a tutorial to get a new move set. Again, with the special abilities, you get this ability to jump up onto the bricks instead of the wall jump off of the bricks. So instead of pushing away, you push towards it and upwards, which means you kind of land on top of it. That's an amazing ability, and you get the abilities, you get these like tutorials before you really use them. So in saying that, man, this game is something else. I love the overworld. I love the idea of controlling the characters. Another negative I'll say though is like when you're playing with multiplayer people, my roommate and I were playing, he was very frustrated because the screen was pulling him around. It's not like, it's doing the Kirby thing where if you are not quick enough, you just get yanked off the screen. Now, when you get killed, this is a crazy aspect that some people are going to be like, whatever. But when you die in this game, you turn into a ghost. And you have about 5 seconds to get to the other player and touch that player to come back into the game. Now, you can play this game like an a-hole, or you can play like, let's work together. So you can avoid people to save them and try to get to the end of the level, which is frustrating to the second player, especially if they just jump into the game. So I'm just bringing up things that happened. These things are Real world situations, is it a negative? No, because I love playing the Super Mario games where you just run like a maniac through the whole thing and that's that. So in closing here, do I recommend it? Yes, I think it's easy 9.5 out of 10. The reason it's not perfect for me is the music. It's just, if they had taken maybe some of the old tracks or they did something just special with it, maybe it's gonna grow on me. But again, I'm just gonna have to say the truth here. It's just not sticking with me. Other than that, the platforming is the tightest it's ever been in the games. The graphics are incredible. The animation is incredible. The level design is maybe, I'll say this, maybe better than Super Mario 3 level design, but I can't say it's better than that game in a weird way. I know that sounds weird, but maybe nostalgia is just stopping me from saying it's better than Super Mario Land, or sorry, Super Mario World or Super Mario 3. So go out there, run to the store, download it immediately, however you need to get it. It's one of the best experiences on the Switch this year. It's up there with every other Mario game that came before it in terms of 2D. It's not taking a step back. What I mean to say, it's not taking a step back in any way. I mean, the music, yeah, I keep saying the music's not up there, but yeah, you get my point. So thank you for watching. Thank you to Nintendo Canada for the review copy. And I'll see you in a year, I guess, on the next episode of JKB. But honestly, if you want to see me do more reviews, let me know in the comments. Maybe I will. I love you guys. I miss you guys. I'm off making films. That's what I'm doing. So I'll update you in 2024 when it comes to that. And I'll see you guys soon.